Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Battlestar Galactica on Tabletop Simulator. We are now on essentially round two. We're partially through round two. Essentially, we've already jumped once, and Carl Hilo has just got back to the Galactica. So, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to go ahead and I want him to move somewhere. To be honest. I was thinking of a few options. One thing I could try to do is try to do the main batteries and just shoot them all out. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and head to main batteries. I am moving to a different ship, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of discard a card. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do activate this location. I'm going to go ahead and do strategic planning, so I get +2 to the result. And we're going to go ahead and roll this. The section I have to pick is obviously the back. Alright, so that's a total of 9. I didn't actually need to use that card, but that's fine. I also had a re-roll just in case. And there was no risk of blowing up a civvy ship. So this will destroy 4 raiders. We'll destroy all 4 raiders. And that is it for his turn. Okay. He'll draw his crisis. Alright, more of this. Cat, you're in the way. Get off desk. -1 morale, the current player discards his hand of skill cards. Oh wow, that's not great. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this Destiny deck going. Good news is we're probably through most of the treachery issues. Alright, first it goes Cat. It's yellow, green, and purple. She'll put 1 card in. Leodama has no cards left. Athena doesn't actually have anything that's helpful. So it's going to be all Carl. So, I mean, it's either he tries to solve this by himself or he loses all of his cards anyway. So he's just going to throw a bunch of cards in here and hope for the best. So it's a bit overkill, but we'll see what we get. Alright, quick thinking. We'll set that to the side. -3, +2 in total. +3, +4, +5. Okay, set that to the side. Set that to the side. +6. Alright, so the total is +6. Iron Will, if the total strength is within 4 of the difficulty, you don't trigger fail. So that in itself is fine. So right now our total is... This cancels these 3 cards. So yeah, our total is 6 right now. With quick thinking, we can get a card back that we're not using. With +6, we can take back an XO, or we can take back a maximum firepower, and it will just ensure that we get victory. But you're not going to ever be piloting, so I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and take an XO back. It has to be within 3 or less strength, so yeah, he'll take an XO back out of it. And that brings it down to 5, which is still within 4, so it's a fail, but you don't trigger the fail effect. Then we also add 2 raiders to the front because of the Dratus contact. Alright, and that activates before the Cylon activation, so that's going to send these 2 this way. Okay. And that's it. No jump prep. Alright, next turn goes to Cat. Cat will draw 1 leadership, 2 tactics, and 2 piloting. Okay. So she does need to move at some point. So we'll go ahead and move her first. We will move her. How many cards do I have? Okay. We'll move her to weapons control. Alright. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and do state of emergency. Give this an opportunity for everyone to kind of do things. Alright. So Sorry, getting cat off the desk. Okay. So this is what we'll do. Yeah, she's going to go ahead and do state of emergency. So -1 food. And it starts with her. So for her action, she is going to go ahead and do scout for fuel. And she's going to risk 1 raptor and roll a die and see if she can get some food back. On a 4+, you gain +1 fuel. When you roll a die during your action step, you may instead discard a skill card. So what she's going to do is she's going to go ahead and discard Launch Scout, which is 2 + 2, and that's 4, so gain 1 fuel. Bring that up to 7. Okay. Then it goes to Leodama. Leodama gets to take his action. He's going to go ahead and just activate the Quorum Chamber and see what he gets. So it draws a card. Choose a 1 civilian ship. Destroy either 3 raiders or 1 heavy raider in the same space area as that ship. Then roll a die. If the result is 2 or less, the civilian ship is destroyed. Okay, that's interesting, but doesn't really need it right now. He's going to go ahead and do Assign Arbitrator. He could draw another card or do this. He's going to go ahead and do Assign Arbitrator. This will allow him to draw 2 politics cards. So his hand's no longer empty. Alright. And then next, that takes care of his action. Athena does get 1 action herself. What she's going to go ahead and do she kind of wants to do necessary risk for now. Just get that taken care of. Yeah, she's going to go ahead and play necessary risk. Increase food by 1, so food will go back up to 8. Then you add 1 raider, 1 base star and 3 raiders to a sector of your choice. So he's going to put them in here, and 3 raiders. 2, 3. Okay, and this gets discarded. Sorry, just moving some stuff out of the way. Okay. Alright, then it goes to Carl Hilo. And he can either XO somebody, or he can try to nuke all those things there by himself. And I kind of want to nuke everything that's there. For science. Chances are not super high. His other option, of course, is you can just shoot the main batteries and just go crazy that way. Or he can XO somebody and see if they could do something instead. I mean, honestly, at this point, he's kind of okay. So yeah, he's going to go ahead and just XO. The choices are Cat, but Cat's not exactly in the best position. She's in weapons control, which isn't going to do too much. He's actually going to go ahead and do it on Leodama. And Leodama is going to have 2 actions. She's going to activate the Quorum Chamber again. Draw a card. Destroy 3 raiders, 1 heavy raider, or 1 Centurion, then roll a die. If 2 or less, lose 1 population. Then discard this card. He'll go ahead and play it. And he'll destroy 3 raiders. Alright, and then roll a die and see if he gets 2 or less. I did. It's not his turn, so yeah. So yeah, he's gonna lose 1 pop. That was not the best. Alright, then he's got 1 more action. He's gonna go ahead and activate the Quorum Chamber again, draw a card. Okay, Presidential Pardon. And he doesn't actually have anything else he wants to play, so he's going to go ahead and draw another Quorum card, and that'll end his turn. Alright. So he's got 5 Quorum cards. Most of them are situational. And that resolves the XO, and that resolves the state of emergency. Alright, So that was all Cat's turn. We got some food. We lost some population. Could have been better. Oh, we also got some fuel. So not the end of the world. It's also probably something Athena was happy with. Anyway, interrogation. Also, actually, I was wondering about something. You may instead discard. Okay, I don't think that does anything. Okay. Anyway, interrogation. Admiral chooses. Admiral chooses another player to send to sickbay, and then the Admiral may look at one of that character's loyalty cards at random. The Admiral can send 2 skill cards, then the current player discards 3 skill cards. Well, the Admiral only has 1 card in his hand. And even though it's a high-cost piloting card, that's one he's not going to really use that much, because he doesn't really pilot. And then the current player can lose 3 skill cards. So he's actually, he actually would like to get, to be honest, he'll probably want to look at people's loyalty cards, though at this point, it's probably not that useful. No one's really doing anything shady. So yeah, he's going to go ahead and pick option 2. He's going to discard his one card. Athena will reduce the card discard for Cat by 1. So she'll get a treachery. Instead of discarding 3, she'll discard 2. She'll discard Protect the Fleet. And Full Throttle. Alright. Base stars will fire, so there's 1 base star on the field, so it's going to shoot. So the good news is, since the base star got added in, it's not going to do anything to the pursuit track. Bad news is it did hit. You can actually declare after the roll. It's anytime you're taking damage, period. So find out if you're taking damage. If you're taking damage, you can decide where it goes. For right now, we'll damage the Galactica. Alright, FTL control. Alright. Leodama. Leodama will get himself a tactics. 2 piloting. And then he'll take tactics. Or not tactics, but leadership. Okay. Yep, okay, so that's 5 cards. He's going to stay in place, and he's going to go ahead and XO somebody. What he'll probably do is he will go ahead and executive orders Cat. And use her to shoot at some stuff. Alright, so with that said and done, she's going to go ahead and shoot. She's going to shoot... I'm just seeing if there's anything else I can do with it. Yep, that's pretty much it. Okay, so she's going to go ahead and shoot at a raider first. Okay, hit. 1's destroyed. So what's Cat doing is activating weapons control and targets 1 ship. And then for the second shot, she's actually going to probably go ahead and target the... she will go ahead and target the base star. To hit it with the Galactica is a 5 through 8. So yeah, what she's going to go ahead and do is discard this run interference to hit it once. So base star damage. Alright, takes 2 damage, so it's only 1 away from death now. That resolves the XO. Now he can activate his location because of his special ability, Forward Thinker. So he's going to draw a Quorum card. If at least 1 morale has been lost by a character being executed, gain 1 morale, then discard. Okay. Accept Prophecy. Keep this card in play when a player activates administration or chooses the president with the Admiral's quarters location. Decrease the difficulty by 2, then discard. Okay. So this is actually kept on him. It makes it so it's harder for him to get thrown in jail. So he's going to go ahead and play Accept Prophecy. We'll put it over here. And he gets to draw one card. It could be outside his skill set. He'll draw an engineering card. Okay, so he gets a repair. So if need be, he can do that. Alright, next, it's a crisis. Tracked by radiation, CAG chooses. Place a base star and 3 raiders in front of the Galactica and 2 civilians behind it. Or -1 fuel. We just got fuel, so she'll take the -1 fuel. And then the base star is going to fire. Alright, it misses, barely. So we had a really fast first jump, and this one we're not getting anywhere. Alright, goes to Athena. Athena can draw 3 cards. She will draw some engineering. She has to draw 1 piloting. And then she'll draw a leadership. Okay. She'll go ahead and spend her turn. She'll go to FTL control and go ahead and repair it. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. She'll repair FTL control. There you go. Alright, crisis. Sabotage investigated. Passes -1 food, fails -1 morale, -1 food, fuel, -1 food. That is not a pretty one. Alright. Carl has no cards. Cat doesn't have anything to help with that either. And, yeah, this is not going to be great. It's difficulty 9. You can throw a few cards in. Athena could theoretically help too. We'll see if we can pull it off. Blue, purple, and blue. And then she's going to put in her blue. And we'll shuffle and see what happens. +1. +2. Okay. +7. I think that worked. Yeah, so that's 1, 1, and 7. And so it's only 7, but Athena can play Declare Emergency, which reduces the difficulty by 2, so it brings it down to 7. We do activate Bait, which is going to add a civilian ship to the back. And Protect the Fleet doesn't activate because not enough piloting's been played. So that's the good news. So they managed to barely pass it, so -1 food. Bring it down to 7. So yeah, that was a rough one. Alright. And then heavy raiders activate. They are not on the field, so 1 gets released by the space star. And then +1 jump prep. Go team. Alright, goes to Hilo. He gets his 2 leadership cards, 2 tactics, and then 1 piloting. Alright. He's going to go ahead and go to Pegasus CIC and try to take out that base star. That is a 4. Damaged base star. Alright, so no matter what he draws, it's going to destroy that base star. So base star has been dealt with. Alright, progress. Crisis card. Question procedure. President chooses. Damage Galactica and the President discards 3 cards. Or -1 morale. Morale's at 7. We've lost 3 of it so far. The President does choose. He's going to go ahead. He does have the once per turn when you must make a choice on a crisis card. He can also choose to discard 5 cards, which is not going to be that helpful. So yeah, he's going to go ahead and damage the Galactica. And he'll take the discard 3 skill cards. Athena will use her ability to reduce it by 1. Right now, Athena needs to help out no matter what, because she can't win. She cannot win before the sleeper phase. Because she'll only have 2 cards, and you need 3 to win the game for the motive cards. So he needs to discard 2 skill cards. He's going to go ahead and discard a. These are all not ones he doesn't. He honestly doesn't want to discard any of these, but he'll take one for the team. All right, and Galactica damage. That is unfortunately weapons control. So Cat's gonna go to sickbay. All right, Battlestar fires. There are none on the field, so we'll go ahead and roll a d8. And 3, that adds a Battlestar to the here, and then this goes here, and the CAG needs to place 1 civvy ship. Alright, and we do get a jump prep. Alright. Next it goes to Cat, which is unfortunate because she's in sickbay. She can only draw 1 card. So she's going to draw piloting, I guess. Actually, just draw leadership. Okay. And what she's going to do for her turn is she's going to go ahead and go to the hangar deck and send herself on a Viper. She's actually going to take an Assault Raptor. Do I want to do Assault Raptor? No, we'll send her out in a Mark 2. Okay, she gets another action. She'll use her CAG action to go ahead and send out another Mark 2. Alright, and then she'll go ahead and activate her ability. She still has 1 more action. She'll use it to escort this ship. Okay, and that will resolve that for now. Crisis. Detector sabotage. This thing's pretty ugly. What it does is if it fails, it pretty much prevents all opportunities to look at loyalty cards. But in this case, it's probably not a big deal since I'm playing this solo at this point. And you can't look at motive cards, so it doesn't help with Cylon Leader. Alright. Green, purple. No one's going to contribute anything, I don't think. Yeah, you know what? As much as they want to... Actually, can he pull it off? I mean, Kilo might be able to do it solo, but... Yeah, it would just... Actually, there's a few people with some skills. Actually, yeah. We'll see what we can do here. So all we need to do is make this happen. So to be honest, Leodama probably wants to hold on to that. So just 8. Alright. Athena's going to go ahead and pass. She doesn't have anything to help. Hilo will put what he has in here. Okay. And Cat will help. Alright, let's see if this is enough. Alright, Iron Will. Declare emergency, +3. Quick thinking. +5. +10. +14. +15. Alright, so that went a lot better than expected. Yeah, that went a lot better. Well, with quick thinking, they can at least take something back. This is Cat's turn? Yep, Cat's turn. So she'll just take back one of these. declare emergency. And so that really brings it down to 3, 8, 12. Yeah, that's still overkill. But it's a pass. So if they want to look at loyalty cards in the future, they still can. Alright. Heavy Raider will activate. Goes down 1. Actually, 1, 2. Yeah, it's definitely faster this way. Goes down 1. Jump prep. Alright. And it goes to Leah Dama. Alright, Leah is going to go ahead and draw his tactics. Piloting, as always. And leadership and politics. Okay. So he's going to stay where he's at. He's going to go ahead and do executive orders. He's going to go ahead and XO. He will XO Cat. So Cat gets 2 action, move in an action or 2 actions. Well, actually, no, that's not going to help. Is there anything that's easier? No, there's not really anything that she can do. Okay, so Cat will go ahead and use the XO. She'll move 1. She'll do CAG to go ahead and make this move another. What she'll do is just deploy another Viper. Alright, and then for her action, yeah, that's kind of all she can do. You know what? What she could have done instead is move back for her movement, activate a Viper here, and then return one of these civvy ships. I think that's probably the most useful use of executive orders here. Alright, executive orders will resolve. Leah Dama can activate his current location, so he's going to go ahead and activate the quorum chamber. Food or fuel? Alright, he's going to go ahead and play this. He has to discard 2 random skill cards. Of course, Athena will help and reduce it by 1, and draw Treachery. So discards 1 random skill card. Okay, combat veterans discarded. Then you gain 1 food or 1 fuel. We will go food for now. Okay, and that resolves that. Yay, quorum cards. Alright, that resolves that. Crisis. Current player chooses -1 morale, -2 morale, and get damage Galactica, or damage Galactica twice. He doesn't want to lose the morale, so he will go ahead and damage Galactica twice. So we'll shuffle this. First one will go to Galactica. Alright, there goes command. And then second one will actually go to the Galactica as well. Alright, that's the hangar. That's all bad. Alright, raiders will activate. Just 1 raider on the board. And then 1 jumper. Okay. Well, that was not pretty at all. Athena will go ahead and try to get some repairs. And 1 piloting. Okay, and then for her turn, she's going to go ahead and go to command and repair it. Yeah, this is why you need people with repairs. The damage definitely adds up. Anyway, crisis. Water shortage, and this is why I picked the food stuff. Well, actually, it didn't really matter too much, because the reason the water shortage was so bad was because there was a Cylon as president. President chooses. He's going to pick the second option. He's going to discard 2 skill cards, and then the current player discards 3. She'll allow herself to draw a treachery, so he only discards 1. He'll discard Protect the Fleet, and then she needs to discard 3 cards. Which, for right now, she's going to go ahead and discard 2 of those. She's going to go ahead and just discard these treachery cards, because for right now she doesn't really need to mess with those. Alright, and then Battlestar activates. There are none on the field, so it's going to go... Pursuit check will increase, and then what happens if it's due to an activation rather than a card effect? I believe its highest number automatically gets deployed. So we will take a look at that real quick. Alright, each time the pursuit track. Alright. Okay, when a silent ship activation places Raider, blah 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 blah. Right. If all ships of the appropriate type are already on the main board or the silent fleet board, the current player finds the highest number silent space area, and then he moves all ships in that silent space area to the corresponding space on the main game board. So the highest one is this number, this one here. So it's going to all go here. So now there's 2 heavy raiders, 2 raiders, and a Battlestar all in the front row. So we got that to play with. Alright. And that resolves the water. And then it goes to Carl. Carl's going to go ahead and get his leadership cards because he needs them. 2 tactics. Alright. And then 1 piloting. Alright. So what he's going to do... Fortunately, he doesn't have any way to manipulate dice. The big concern here is the heavy raiders. So what he's going to go ahead and do is do critical situation. So he has two actions now. He's going to go ahead and fire a nuke into this area and see if he can wipe those all out. He needs an 8 to get rid of the heavy raiders, but it's something. Alright, that's a 1. He's going to go ahead and use his reroll. 3. Well, that's not much better. He destroys a Battlestar, though. So the Battlestar is destroyed. Nuke is used. He has 1 action left. He's going to go ahead and... Yeah, his best bet now is to executive orders. So he's going to go ahead and exo... Yeah, he'll go ahead and exo Cat. Cat's going to go ahead and move to this area. And then for her action, she's going to CAG action and move a Viper this way. And then her regular action, she's going to shoot the Raider that's in her area. Alright, and destroys it. Alright. And that takes care of that. Goes to... Actually, one of the things Cat can do is she can actually do her once per game and take out heavy raiders that way. And that might be something she might do. But first, draw a crisis. Admiral chooses. The President and Admiral both discard 2 skill cards, or the President may choose to give the President title to Admiral or move to the brig location. Doesn't exactly want to... I mean, the issue is not really any trust issues at this point. It's the fact that Leah Dama up there is actually really, really useful. So instead, he's going to, you know what, do the discard. Leah Dama's completely fine with discarding his card too. Athena can get a treachery card and reduce this discard for Hilo by 1. So he only discards 1. Alright. He will discard Launch Scout. Okay, base stars activate. This time there is one in the box. So this goes into section 1. And then we need to add 2 civvy ships to the board. So we'll add one here, and we'll add one up here. Okay, and that resolves that. And we'll go ahead and go straight to Cat. Now Cat has to move, or else it doesn't work. Also, oh, that executive order I'm pretty sure should have been discarded. Yep, it should have been. Alright, so she's going to get herself 1 leadership, 2 tactics, and then 2 piloting. Okay. Alright, so she's going to go ahead and she really wanted a movement, but I really was hoping for a movement card, but there isn't one. Alright, so what she's going to go ahead and do is she's going to go ahead and move 1. Alright, and then she's going to go ahead and activate CAG, and she's going to go ahead and shoot one of the heavy raiders. And she's going to go ahead and discard this critical situation to go ahead and kill a raider, or heavy raider rather. And she can do that, roll a die during your action step. Yeah, that does it. Alright, and then she still has an action left, so she's just going to go ahead and activate the Viper again to move 1 more space and get up here. And that's it for her. Crisis. Domestic dispute. No effect and -1 morale on the current player sent to sickbay. Alright, well. Oh, we also had all hands on deck, apparently. That I apparently missed that card during the enemy, not the enemy, during the detector sabotage. That would have actually reduced the number by 1, but that still wouldn't be enough to break the fail too much for the Iron Will. So sometimes I miss it. Anyway, it doesn't make a difference. It honestly doesn't. In fact, it actually improves the score a little bit. Not by much, but a little bit. Alright, with that said, domestic dispute, 2 cards have been added. Leah Dama will go ahead and throw a card in here. Athena will put some cards in here. Hilo will put a card in. And then Kat's going to go ahead and put a card in herself. Alright, let's see what happens. +4. That's a bait. Alright, that's +10 in total. Okay, more of those. Iron Will. Alright, that brings it down to 9. And 8. So it's a fail, but the Iron Will makes it so it's it doesn't do the fail effect. And then we add 1 civvy ship to the back, and 2 raiders to the front. Okay. And then we need to activate raiders. There are 4 raiders. They will attack the unmanned first. And that's a destroy. Athena will toss out a evade and force a reroll. Okay, that's a miss. That's a damaged. She'll throw 1 more. Okay, miss. I lost count of how many misses that was. Alright, well that's definitely if I either rolled 4 or 5 times there, and that was all misses, so that worked out. Okay. Goes to Leadama. And yeah, we'll go ahead and knock out this turn. So he's going to go ahead and get himself some tactics. Get some more of these. A little bit of politics. And 2 piloting. Okay. As always, he's going to go ahead and XO somebody. He just needs to figure out who he wants to do it with. Alright. He's going to XO. Carl will probably speak up for this. So he's going to go ahead and XO Carl. Carl's going to go ahead and... Oh, actually, no, it's still not a good one. Nope, that's not a good one at all. Yeah, best one's probably Cat, unless... Or if you want to risk Athena. So, XO Cat. Cat's going to get a bunch of action. She can stay in place, so that's the good news. So in fact, she'll do her first action, which is activate CAG, and attack a Raider. That's a miss. Alright, she still has 2 actions left. She's going to go ahead and do maximum firepower, and attack 4 times. She'll start with Raiders. Miss. Hit. Hit. And hit. So 3 Raiders are destroyed. And then she will... It's not during her action step, so she wouldn't be able to do anything else with... I mean, she can try to shoot at one more... she can shoot one more time, so she's just going to shoot a Raider. Actually, she'll shoot a Heavy Raider. She'll leave that one on the board. So Heavy Raider. It's a miss. It wouldn't have mattered, it would have missed either way. Alright, so it resolves that. Then Quorum Chamber activates. Inspirational speech. He will go ahead and play it and attempt to get morale back. Definitely a fail. Alright. Not doing so well with the speeches there, Leodama. Alright, then it goes to Crisis. Wow, we're not getting anywhere with jump prep. An Offer of Peace. Passes no effect, fails treachery decks and morale and all sorts of good stuff. Alright, so we'll get 2 cards from this. The -1 morale, so that's something. Alright, so goes to Athena first. Athena doesn't actually have anything that helps. Neither does Hilo. Alright, so... Yeah, to be honest, there's not... at best, I can try to hope for a +6. So, yeah, Cat will go ahead and try to at least go for the +6 so they don't lose morale. So, and then Leodom's going to add these cards. So, some positive cards, and then the dogfight. Okay, and then shuffle, and then draw. -1, dogfight, +5, +6, or sorry, -1, +4, +5, +6, or +7, sorry, +7, +8, and +12. What, really? That actually worked? 4, 5, 6, sorry, 4, 5, 7, 8. Let's do this right. So full throttle, major victory. Then it's 6, 8, 11. Okay, so it's 11 right now. So if we kept it, we would add treachery cards to the deck. But there is dogfight. You can damage a Viper in the reserves. So we'll damage a Viper and remove full throttle. So doing that makes this 6, 7, 8, 9. I swear to God, like numbers keep changing on me. Yeah, that's 12 exactly. So yeah, 12 cards, 12 points. So that's a pass at the cost of a Viper, which we're actually running out of ships. All right, so that resolves that, and it's going to activate the pursuit track, so everything gets thrown in. All right, and then it hits it's Athena's turn. Athena's going to go ahead and draw what she can. And a piloting. Alright, so what she's actually going to do, FTL control is fixed. And we're still at the jump prep here. She's going to FTL control, and she's going to go ahead and activate it. She's classified as a human, so she can definitely do this stuff. So it's going to force a jump. We're at -1 on this, so we just need to roll 1d8. Alright, that is a fail, and we're going to lose 1 population, bringing it down to 10. Remember, one of our goals is to try to get the population down. Alright, so this is going to force a jump, which means everything goes back to the hangars, which is probably for the best for Cat. Alright, that thinned out the herd a little bit, I guess. And then next we do destination cards. This time Carl Hilo will be handling it. Alright, let's see what we get. Deep space or remote planet. Lose 1 fuel in Raptor or a fuel in morale. Morale is kind of meh. He's going to do remote planet and get rid of a Raptor. So we have 2 Raptors left, and then we have 2 Assault Raptors. So that brings us up to 5, which means we are now in sleeper phase. Alright, well, with that said, let's go ahead and do this. We'll do the loyalty cards first. Theoretically, it is possible to not get a Cylon, but it's pretty unlikely. Alright, well, our president is the Cylon again. And this one will add a Centurion to the boarding party when he activates it. And he's got some cards here. Okay. And then everyone else, of course, is just regular. Alright, and then for the motive cards, which I moved them over here. 1 and 2. Her motives are now false sense of security. Reveal this if the game is over and morale's at 3 or more. So she needs to keep morale up. And then the other one is human. Reveal this card if the game is over and morale is 5 or less. Now that's an interesting one. So in order to get both these objectives, she would need to get to 5 or 4 morale. And that would actually be enough to achieve both these. And she can actually potentially, if she gets all 4 of her objectives completed, she has a complete victory at that point. She cannot lose. Problem is she needs to get 4 population down if she wants to activate the human requirement. And if that's the case, she needs to help out the humans even more. And then a justifies response is actually really hard to get. I mean, I guess without the if it weren't for the fact if we weren't playing with the Exodus expansion or the Cylon Fleet board, I think it's a little bit easier to do. But yeah, it's actually pretty hard to do on this because there's always like raiders and stuff on the board. Usually they get on the board, but before you get to the blue. So yeah, she needs to manipulate morale, and that will be pretty interesting. She still needs to do her turn, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Cylons. Okay, black market. Current player chooses. There's a skill check that gets food. Or she can do -1 food and everyone has to discard and draw treachery. Food is pretty good, and I don't exactly, but the morale is something she needs to get down as well. So it's risky, but she's going to go ahead and go for the skill check. I'm just thinking if whether or not Carl will actually... You know what? Carl would actually probably do his once per game at this point. Force the player to make the other choice. So that's what he's going to do. So he's going to do his once per game ability, which makes it so whenever a crisis decision is made, he can change it. He's going to make it so we don't do the skill check. We're going to take -1 food. And then all of us need to discard 1 card and draw a treachery. Alright, she's going to go ahead and pick... Athena's going to go ahead and pick Cat to not discard. And then everyone's going to get a treachery card. Alright, so with that said and done, discard. Discard. Actually, discard. Discard. You don't need to discard. Alright, treacheries. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright. Raiders activate that are none on the board. Alright, 1 raider is going to be active to Sector 3. Pursuit track is going to increase. Civilian ship needs to be placed. And that takes care of that. Alright. And with that... Oh, and we do get a jump prep. So that was a bit of a full turn because she's forced to jump. And things are going to get super interesting now. We do have a Cylon on the game, and he's got a lot of power available. Yep, he certainly does. Alright, so I am Theater Press Dior. This was Battlestar Galactica on Tabletop Simulator. See you guys later.